So today I ran for 12 kilometers in the morning. I increased my pace this time. I usually do take around 9 minutes, 12 seconds, 10 seconds, somewhere around 10 to 15 seconds. Now this one was 8 minutes, 43 seconds. I almost like cut off 30 seconds per kilometer. For 11 and a half kilometers, I ran or jogged, I don't know what you call it. Jogged rather. Yeah, wow. I was quite surprised with that pace. Yeah. Wow. I'm just shit tired today. I can't believe I ran so much. I was sweating, and I remember some Chinese uncle he saw me like after I finished my run. I just did like I did like just like he was like wow. He was just I don't know what he was. Yeah, and I went to buy groceries after that because I've already run out. So I like okay, let's just buy groceries at the same time also. So yeah, so that guy you could see from the sweat. But I didn't 12 kilometers, man. Shit, I've never run that much ever in my life. So much. Fuck. Wow. Exhausting. But good. Actually, the training through this app, Garmin, is actually working. That my pace is increasing. Slowly, slowly, let's get below 8:30 for 10 kilometers. Just, yeah, it's right. I'm getting used to how to maintain the pace, how to keep a steady pace while running. So yeah, finally, like for 11 and a half kilometers running at the same pace, I was like, or similar pace, I was like shocked. I was like, shit. Usually what I do, like, means I run, then I get tired, and I walk, 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 then run, then get tired, walk, walk, walk. And then yeah, but I never just run continuously. And this one I was actually running, jogging, and I had bought like a belt. So yeah, I got this like belt. You just wrap it down. Some runners I've seen they don't even use belts or whatever. So like I put a water bottle. This came for like $8 online, quite cheap. So like that's 400 rupees, 8 Singapore dollar, 830 or whatever. So in this I just keep the bare minimum, my mobile and then my wallet and my house keys. So yeah, that's all I keep. And water bottle, like a small one, 500 ml or whatever. Yeah, so just the bare minimum, keep as light as possible. Some runners I see they don't even have like, I'm like, you don't have much stuff. Like, they don't have. Where do they keep? Maybe they get just their mobile, not the wallet. Yeah, mobile and keys, and they have like this water in the hand pouch water bottle. Like, I don't. Yeah, I saw a lady have like a small little water bottle in her pouch. But I get so thirsty. I'm like, how can they just so I know they fill it up, but you have to fill it up so many times. This one at least like every 3 kilometers or every 2 kilometers, maybe whenever my throat starts to dry, I'll have 2, 3 sips, gulps, whatever. So this lasts me at least like I didn't have to fill up that many times. But if you have such a small bottle, how many times you have to keep filling between your hands? I'm like, how can you survive without water for so long? It's so weird. I can't do it. So just I need water. But yeah, this is good enough. The volume or the size is good enough, which I like. I don't want it to be too big, too heavy. Lighter the better. So yeah, it 12 kilometers at the similar pace as same as possible. Slowly, slowly, my pace is increasing. Let's see where I can cut down. How much I can cut down. Also, yeah, what did I bring? I got my shoes. do dragon boating also every Saturday. So dragon boating, like one thing is, if you know dragon boating, your 1 foot you have to keep on the edge of the at the bottom against some like I don't know what you call a gap or a wooden little bit of a bar on the bottom of the boat or the whatever. So you keep a foot there, and you have to when you like paddle. Foot you paddle, you have to like go ahead like this and like so. When you go ahead, you push yourself up using your leg, one leg. So I use like my left leg or some leg. So I have to use your leg also. And since I've gotten better at dragon boating, first I sucked. So I had to think about 500 things, my posture, this, that. Now I become better, so I know what my issues are. But now I can do other things. So I can think that, oh, I can think and use my legs while trying to push myself up, which I have to, and go down and push myself up on that same leg. That leg gets under a lot of stress more than the other leg. The other leg is relaxed, depending on which side of the boat you are. One leg is going to be the most. So yeah, I have this knee. It's yeah, I keep it just because that one feels weak or just exhausted after the dragon boating. And the next day I'm running, so I just wear this on that specific leg which I use. It's my left leg. I use on my left leg to support myself. But yeah, after 10, 11 kilometer both your this leg was also paining, so it's okay. This one pained less. Shit, oh shit, yeah, it's paining less. Oh, oh shit. I thought my this leg is okay. Shit. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, the my other leg which was not supported also pain. So I slowed down because the pain I realized okay. But I'm doing knee exercises, specific leg exercises to kind of what do you say? Um to strengthen it. Because if I'm running so much my legs need to be strong definitely. So I am doing some knee exercises and leg exercise. I need to do more, I think. More squats or whatever. Along with weightlifting also for my upper. So I'm trying to do upper lower body along with this running cardio shit. So I don't know how I. It's difficult to manage everything in the 1 week. So I'm doing that. But previously I bought decathlons and shoes like $50, $50. I thought they were fine. They said oh up to 10 kilometer you can run, but I don't think they're that great. Like they quite sucked. After like 4 or 5 kilometer, my feet start to pain. I feel like I'm running on concrete when I use that shoe. So I had to buy something when if I became so serious. So I bought these. These shoes. They have this unique shape. The Swedish shoes. These are shit actually. Storm clouds. QC storm clouds. Yeah, but they have very unique design. It's like this, whatever. When you run, I don't know, it kind of supports your front foot a lot. So this part, I usually use a lot of my toe or my front feet to run. I don't use my back feet. There's a type of running, the three types. I don't remember. I don't know them. I'm not that much expert on running, but I know what my type is. So I'm like a front footed, front to mid. I use this part a lot. So I wanted more cushioning because the previous shoe was just like paining after 3, 4 or like 5 kilometer. After that, used to die on. It's kept feeling pain. So I need to buy a better shoe. Otherwise, I could have more major medical or physical consequences. No need to never cheap out on your shoes, guys. Whatever sports you do, whichever sports you use your legs, the more like football, hiking for me, and running definitely love intensive sports which use a feet a lot. So definitely buy They have some, they use this cloud tech or something. Yeah, it's pretty nice. These are called cloud monsters. So these are the one with the most cushioning. Actually, there's no cushioning in this shoe. They say cushioning, but it's not. When you're standing, there's definitely no cushioning. But when you're running, this kind of thing, like, it kind of bends and kind of, I don't know, it kind of takes the load off or weight off your feet. Means you don't feel that. You don't feel, yeah, I don't know. Once you try it, you'll understand. So it's a really great shoe. So, like, I didn't feel any pain at all. 10, 12, 20. How many? I think I can run a lot with this without any pain. And also, after, so if there's pain, that's mostly because I am weaker. My body is weaker. Like, or whatever, my legs are not that strong. So it's not because of the shoe. That's the main thing. The previous one, I knew my shoes screwing up my, hurting my toes or whatever because of the shoe. But this one, I know, okay, if after 20, whatever, it's more because of me rather than shoes. The shoe is very good. So, yeah, there are two types of shoes I found. One was the New Balance Cloud V4 or whatever. So, there are a lot of foam, very foamy. So, there are a lot of foam. So, when I'm standing, then there was a much better support compared to this. If I'm standing or if I'm stationary, I'm not moving, then this shoe is not having much support. It's quite rigid. But as soon as you're running, so soon as I was running, right, this thing like kept going inside. Sorry, that this foam sub kept compressing and kept supporting my toes on my front feet at least. So that was pretty. So while I was running, so the other shoe with the New Balance, when if I'm using my back feet, then it will be more comfortable. If I'm running in that manner, I would buy that shoe, but I was not. I usually use my front feet a lot, front part. So while I was running, for me, this one was more comfortable. While I was stationary, the other shoe was more comfortable because when you're stationary, you're not using your toes, you're using more of your back part of your leg to stand. I forgot whatever the name is. So yeah, you're using more of that. So yeah, it depends on how. So yeah, you have to take your time to buy a shoe that suits you. This one suited me. Quite expensive though, but still it's worth it, I think, because I don't feel pain. It's much better, easier to run, definitely. Yeah, I can continue with it. Okay, I am done. Yeah, my running was exhausted. I felt like half should I stream or just go to sleep. I know I was like so tired. I was falling asleep all. Oh shit! I forgot to tell you. Oh my god. I finished Lord of the Rings, the book. Finally. I was reading it since a few months. Actually, I started a long time back also, but like I'm like shit man, this guy's describing flowers. I remember he was describing leaves. Yeah, describing a leaf. But he's not just describing, he's like, this is this type of leaf. And he's like, the sun is shining on it. And the shadow is falling. The leaf is forming a shadow. The shadow is falling on the wall. And that shadow is forming a particular shape. I'm like, bro, I was like, shit, what is this? Why is he describing the shadow, how the shadow looks of a leaf, of a particular plant or a leaf? Like, what's important? Like, why is that so important to the story? Like the main, like, the hell? Like I know you're trying to create a picture, but like this was too much detail. So I just left it. But then I started reading Hobbit. Hobbit is much more palatable. So I liked Hobbit. So after that, I kind of what do you say? I moved. Then I like okay, I should finish. So then I got Lord of the Rings, and I finally finished it. 1098 pages. God, too many pages. Too many. But still, it's good enough. And the thing is, a lot of things I did not know because he's making up his own plants also. He has his own flowers, Eleanor, I remember, and N, some flower with N, the Pedrin, I don't know, whatever. So he made up his own trees, his own flowers. You have to Google it. So it's not like, oh, some words you don't understand. Some are Old English because he made the book was in the 1950s, 1960s, somewhere at that time. So he's using Old English, which is okay. Sometimes you, but it's more this uh, this guy moves to Sumatra. In Sumatra, there is Yabada Badu moves to XYZ. In XYZ, there's a J bomb. I don't know, like he just random words within this random place with these random flowers, which he's made himself up. So he's like, he just he's just describing everything. So like a lot of places, like imaginary places. So I have to Google it or I have to look at the map. So he has three maps, I still remember. One is the large entire map. Secondly, he has a map of the Shire, zoomed in map around the Shire. And then that he has at the third book when they're going to Mount Doom and all, he has a zoomed in map. So I have basically three maps in my book. Also, he has his own days, months, and I think I bought some special version. So mine has appendixes, which talks about like the entire history of Lord of the Rings, like before Lord of the Rings main story and during. And the guy is like in 1678. So it's not actual 1678. 1678 of his world, this thing happened. Then 79, this happened. Then 81, this happened. And then when he went to the main story, for the main story also he has dates. So in the all of his all this thing happened in 3019, Age of Gondor, first whatever. So 3019. So in 2019, all the story happened. So basically, 1st of July, Gandalf walks to this place. Uh, Isengard, 5th of March, the Frodo reaches Mordor. 8th of November, Aragorn fights with this guy. Like he's like literally now he's not even yearly. He's like monthly telling you what happened. He has literally plotted out the entire timeline and dates of it. So I read the book. I read everything. But then after in the appendix, he's given me dates of those things that happened when they happened. To like he's like, yeah, see, I didn't make up those 5 days, 4 days things. Like everything for him made us like, ah. Then of course Elvish, he has his own languages with its own symbols. Then there were family trees in that. Hobbits family trees. Bilbo's father, son, mother, everything he made family trees. Then what else? Yeah, he's written a small paragraphs or 3, 4, or 5 pages on what happened to this king's line, what happened to that king's line. He's like, ah, it's too much. It's too much details. But I finally finished it. After that, I moved on to Agatha Christie. After finish Lord of the Rings, Agatha Christie feels like I'm reading a piece of cake. It's so much more like palatable, faster, lighter. Just like nah, I don't know. Now every book feels like a piece of cake compared to after finishing it. I know there are more difficult books, but I'm not interested in the other fantasy ones, which are those books, man. Game of Thrones or whatever. I don't read them. Again, I feel like they'll be similar to this guy. Like, I don't know. I kind of got jet lag after this. I cannot focus or cannot read so much for one like this kind of tired now. No more. No more of these mega books. And the thing is I did something nice. I kind of after I finished the book, that part of the book, I did what do you say? I watched the movie or that part. Same thing. Today I finished the last movie of Lord of the Rings. So on and so forth. Right. Yeah. So that fun, Chonky boy. It's thicker than two books combined. Two of George. I think it's thicker than. That's right. Oh wait, so I think it's thicker than all the three books. Let me try. Am I doing this though? But okay, it's just fun. Am I showing off? I don't know. Oh, almost the same size. Oh no, same size almost. I think this is bigger because of so I read Pride and Prejudice. Quite small, quite novel, like quite nice. I like the wooden. What's this called? Hard copy, hardback, hardback. I like hardback. That's why I think this is giving it a bit of thickness. But definitely, look at the text. Look at the text. This one also. This one has small text. Okay, this one has sufficiently big text. What about this, my book? No, it's not that small. It's smaller than that, but not that. But yeah, okay. It's bigger, definitely. Finally finished. I can say I've accomplished one big miracle. Now all the books feel nicer. All 300 pages, maximum 400, 500.